Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's visit
Warwick! It says it there. Warwick is named after, not as many people think, Dionne Warwick, the singer, but in fact Derek Warwick, who was a famous actor who played Chewbacca in the Star Trek movies. And this town, this village, was named after him. Amongst other things, Warwick is famous for horse racing. For example, there's a thing that the horses jump over. I don't know what it's called, a thing. And there's a big grandstand over there that isn't actually that big. So maybe it's not that famous for horse racing after all. Sadly, there's no racing today. Some things in Warwick are very confusing. For example, this sign here which says, this road is subject to a weight limit of 7.5 tonnes, except for access only. Well, surely, it's still 7.5 tonnes or above, isn't it? Whether it's access or not. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, yeah, here we go again. Here's another fairy stored church tower thing. That's what I thought as well. But you know what? We're both wrong. It's not a church. It's a tunnel. It's the fanciest tunnel ever of Warwick. Or anywhere else for that matter. The oddly, as you walk through and come out the other side, it does look like it's got a church on top. So have I just been through the vaults? I don't know. Like I said, things in Warwick are very confused. This behind me, this really old building, which is connected to that possible church, who knows, is actually called the Lord Leicester Hospital. Which means, I know you're rich and all that, but surely you could share it with other people rather than just having it for yourself. Rich people, eh? There's a nod to the Star Trek movies. There's even a building here called Godfrey Payton, and he of course was one of the cameramen on the second movie. Behind me is a lovely massive church with a big steeple and tower and clock and everything, but guess what? It's got a hole in the bottom as well. What is it with churches in Warwick having holes at the bottom of the tower? Are they just showing off? I mean, I'm impressed, but I mean, come on. You could use that space for collecting money or something, I don't know. This building behind me has got an interesting statue on it. It's made of stone and gold, which is an odd combination, and it looks like they've got a big sword and some scales of justice, I think. So I think the justice here in Warwick is to chop your head off with a big sword. So don't shoplift. Behind me is the traditionally built Lebanese bar, Aqua. It's very pretty and very traditional. Look at those Arabic symbols. They say lightning doesn't strike twice. Sometimes it does strike 3 times. A clock tower. This time, to be fair, it's not a church. But guess what? You can walk under it. Here we go again. What is it with Warwick and clock towers that you can walk under? This is the third one, and I've only been here for 5 minutes. It's unbelievable. You can see the old stonework as well in here, which is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, Warwick. Walk under clocks, because you can. Yeah, in the hustle and bustle of the town centre of Warwick, we can see there a tribute to Derek Warwick and his Star Trek character Chewbacca. But the town centre of Warwick is amazing. It's hustle and bustle. There's shops everywhere. All these novelty shops, all these collectible shops and everything, and restaurants. It's absolutely rampant full of shops. Sadly, every single one of them's closed at the moment. The building work in Warwick is absolutely amazing, because we can see from this beautifully straight wall on this house, which has been sold. This here is a beautiful old house which has got a museum in it, so you can see museum-y type things, like things that are in museums. But it's closed at the minute. I can't help but think that all the buildings here in Warwick are a little bit tatty, like the one behind me, which is so rickety, it looks like it's about to fall down. So called the old corn barn, but they hadn't invented corn when they built it, so that's a waste of time, wasn't it? I'm not saying they're posh in Warwick, but they don't have benches for people to sit on. They have sofas outside. How posh. I found one. I found a tower in Warwick that you can't walk under unless you go through a door, which is how you should do it. I don't know what is going on apart from all these flies trying to eat me. But Warwick, your architecture is somewhat unique and a bit special, but thankfully we've got a standard one here. Thank you. Here at St Nicholas's Park in Warwick, I don't know why they call it Nicholas, should have called it St Derek. But anyway, it's a roundabout, but it's not for cars. It's the Flower People roundabout, or bicycles or prams, or wheelchairs, or any other small vehicle that doesn't have an engine. Here is a rather nice river that runs near Warwick. I won't say through Warwick, it's a bit of a walk to get here. but it's very nice and very peaceful and very tranquil. Yes, tranquil. And they've also got a bridge, and you can hire some boats, but look at the state of them boats. They're pink and green and ugh. Bleh. So here we are in the grounds of the world famous Warwick Castle, which is hidden behind those trees. Although there's a few buildings that we can actually get to at the minute. Please note this fence isn't original fence from when the wall was from when the castle was built, but merely not. However, look over there, you can see one of the many towers of Warwick Castle. And again it disappears and hides behind the trees. So, Warwick Castle. Try and come when it's open. Okay then, so we can see it a little bit better at this angle, but not a great deal better, to be fair. It is better to come when the place is open, which sadly I've not done. However, there is a very, very handy map that'll explain the layout and everything, so that you can have a right old route around. And this is it, hidden by a motorbike. See, there you go, Warwick Castle. It's great, isn't it? So here we see the Lord's Hospital. How big did he need it to be? It's massive. I mean, look, it's even inside there. Can you see inside there? There's even more of it in there. Where is it? There. In there, there's more. It's huge. There's no need for something that big. And yes, there is a church on top of that walkway. To be fair, even the houses on the other side where I was a minute ago, they look like they're about to fall down as well. But here we go into the tunnel of doom. But basically, this is like the crypt of this church. You can't see a damn thing because it's that dark. Whoa. And stuff. Once again, there's another building there that you can walk under. Well, you could if it wasn't someone's garden. Why is it with you people of Warwick? Was Derek into that kind of thing? Is Derek into that kind of thing? Who knows? Here we've got another nice church in Warwick, and there we've got a tomb. The tomb of James Hunt, the F1 racer, I assume, because he's the only James Hunt I knew. Sadly passed away many years ago, but he was a hero. So there you go then, Warwick. If you want buildings that look like they're going to fall down, and a castle, you can do a lot worse than come here to Warwick. Good old Derek Warwick. This is a fair tribute to the man. Although I don't think he's dead yet.
Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's visit